Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome to The Wave. It's another edition of the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast.
It is indeed.
We're
Welcome
back
aboard.
again.
How are you, Nick?
I'm very good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good. I'm glad.
It's daylight.
It
First
is.
time in a while we've recorded.
Early record.
Yeah.
It's also going to be the closest time, I think, ever to me finishing watching the film to starting recording podcasts with you.
Oh, lovely.
I think I finished it 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
So,
Well, you got an hour or so to
yeah, I've
mull
got an
it
hour
over.
to get over it, and then we'll... I thought I don't even need to make notes. My memory's not that bad. But I have made some notes, so you'll be happy to know. So what film are we watching this week?
Come back to this very feed on Thursday as we will be talking about Finder's Fee.
We will indeed.
I can't wait to talk about it.
No, it's really exciting.
I think... So is it 2001?
2001.
And it feels like a sort of time period that we haven't got too much
No.
on the show. Because it's history, but recent history. But actually, it's a long time ago.
I was thinking that during the film. I was like, this looks really old.
We'll talk about it on Thursday, but it looks awful.
It does.
Quality
The sound quality is awful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it is old. That's why.
Yeah.
It's 23 years old.
And it was a direct-to-DVD release as well.
Yeah, it was.
So
interestingly, it's been re-released on DVD recently, which I think is why it's appeared on Netflix. But we'll get into all that on Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah, come back and listen to it. It's a young Ryan Reynolds film.
A young Ryan Reynolds, a young Matthew Lillard,
Yeah.
and a younger but not young James Earl Jones.
Yeah. And Robert Forster.
Yeah.
There's loads of people in this film, so it's going to be really exciting to talk about. What did we watch last week?
Last
Did we
week,
get that right this week?
Last week we watched Japanese anime parkour futuristic post-apocalyptic movie Bubble.
Which makes it sound really exciting, but it actually turned out to be the shortest movie show we've done in about 6 seasons.
Because it had a lot of sequences of parkouring for minutes and minutes and minutes.
Yeah, I think the episode came out 44 minutes long,
Yeah.
which is unheard of these days. But
I enjoyed Bubble.
yeah, I know you did.
And you thought it was all right?
I thought it was all right. I thought it was fine.
It's sitting mid-table in our
third at the minute in the stream.
our young stream table.
It is indeed.
So
go back to last week's episode and listen to that if you want.
I think
It's out there now.
that's a perfectly fair placement for it.
Agreed.
So. Anyway, what have you been up to this week?
I've been to the cinema, which I'll
lovely.
talk to you about. I had some pancakes on Tuesday.
Excellent.
Made them myself. Did you have pancakes?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with pancakes next year. So I had pancakes Tuesday.
Yep.
As like a pudding.
Yes.
And then I had to make over 50 pancakes yesterday.
50 pancakes? Yeah. What?
So you know I don't like to talk about my charity work.
Yeah.
But for my charity work, we made loads of pancakes.
The day after Pancake Day. We should say to our American listeners it was Pancake Day in the UK.
Shrove Tuesday.
Yeah. For some reason, it's the only day of the year we eat pancakes.
And this year, it also fell the day before Valentine's Day.
Did,
so it was quite the double header. So yes, on Valentine's Day, I spent flipping 50 pancakes.
Wow.
So I had finally reached my...
Were they for the homeless?
Potential. No, for the youth.
The youth homeless.
Yeah. No, they weren't homeless. For the youths. Yeah.
Well done.
I've reached my potential flipping.
You never want to flip another pancake. Are you a good tosser?
Not bad. I mean, the key is always though you can't toss cold. So
yeah, that's true.
That first round, you've almost got to not give it up because they're not always terrible, but you got to get the heat in those pans.
The first one's never going to work, is it?
So by the time you're 5-10 minutes in, everything's up to heat and you're going like
I'm not a confident tosser. I am because I was alone. I thought I'm just going to use a spatula. I'm not showing off to anybody. And I don't want it to fall on the floor.
I did do a fair bit of tossing because there was a couple of videos needed doing, and mostly they went okay. But yeah, once I was really in the rhythm, I'm spatula-ing. So I got 3 pans on the go at once.
Oh, wow. I was panicking with one. Nice.
But I don't mind a toss.
What's your topping of choice?
Me, lemon and sugar. I'm a simple guy.
Yeah, I like it. I didn't have any lemon or oranges.
Okay.
But
just had sugar.
I did have some strawberries.
Right.
And randomly, I had a Twix in the fridge. So I chopped up a Twix and had strawberries and Twix.
Nice. Absolute.
I thought about melting it, but I
indulgence.
didn't think it'd work melted because it's got biscuit in. So I chopped it up finely and sprinkled it over with some strawberries.
Twix dust.
Yeah, it was nice. 10 out of 10, I'd do it again.
That does sound great. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of them. I've got because when we're talking about, for non-UK listeners, we're talking about Shrove Tuesday, Pancake Day. They're like crepes.
Crepes, yeah.
They're not my favourite type of pancake for a breakfast pancake.
I'm not a big breakfast pancake guy.
Yeah. I don't have it often, but
no, they're just. I'm not a big fan. I like a crepe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every year I have them on Shrove Tuesday, and every year I think I should have these more often, and then I don't have them again for another year.
We occasionally will through the year if for a special breakfast.
No, I just don't. It's not something I do, and it's the easiest thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it?
Make your own batter?
I did make my own batter.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I remembered to buy everything for the batter.
Yeah.
Forgot to buy any toppings. So that's why I had a Twix and some old strawberries. What about Valentine's Day?
I don't do Valentine's Day. We don't really do Valentine's Day.
No. I don't think a lot of people do these days, do they?
We never have.
Never have. It's more of a young, new couple thing, isn't it?
We don't do cards or anything. But my wife's birthday is in like a couple of days.
That's true.
So that is always there as well.
Cool.
But we just never really have done Valentine's Day. Why do I need a day to tell my wife I love her?
It's true. I think it's for new couples, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I'm the last person to be talking about Valentine's Day. Right. I've got a question of the week for you.
Sure.
It's a weird one. I'm sorry. I've just seen it on Instagram
a
minute ago, so I thought I will use that for this week. The question is, you can take anybody in the world out for a day.
Yeah.
Take them out for a day, spend a nice day with you, enjoy your day. If they, at any point in that day, touch your butt, you get $10 million.
Right, okay.
Who are you taking?
So it doesn't have to be...
Can't be your wife.
No, fine. So it doesn't have to be...
It's got to be somebody you think at some point they're going to touch my butt.
Could that be an accidental butt touch?
No.
Oh, so it's got to be an actual, like, give you a squeeze.
Yeah. Not necessarily, or a smack, or a pat, or a squeeze. If they do it, you get $10 million.
I don't know. Does the person... It's tough. What first popped into my mind is like, does that mean you've got to pretend to be like...
Flirty with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my thoughts as well.
I mean, is it immediately built on a lie because I've got to like not wear my wedding ring or something? I'd like...
Don't know. Or
that's not the only way.
It could just be somebody who's touchy-feely. There's people out there who like a good hug and a good squeeze.
Like you say, a little pat on the backside.
You can't tell them either, obviously.
Can I take... Has it got to be me? Like now? As in, like, I can't just...
No, it's got...
How fantastical can this be? I can't just, like, pretend I'm a highly skilled athlete and take this person to be on my team in a game where, like, we might score a goal.
You're going to say, look how tight my buns are.
We might score a goal and get a little celebratory tap on the backside.
No, I think it's got to be you as you. But you play sports
Can I take the character of whatever Chandler's boss was in Friends? And because he just slapped everyone on the backside.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's got to be somebody who you either know who is quite tactile and touchy-feely, who's going to do it, or a celebrity that you think might be interested in doing it.
But I don't even think people who I know are huggers necessarily go for a
No, it's true.
I think you just got to gamble, haven't you?
You've got to gamble on who it might be, yeah. It's an interesting one.
I think do you want someone you've already got an existing relationship with? So you're not having to build that right from scratch.
Do you want me to tell you who my first thought was?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Your wife. Because she hugs me all the time.
Yeah.
When I see her. So I figured she might just smack it occasionally.
Yeah.
But you can't choose her.
No, I couldn't. For you, I think that's a really good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because of the compliment I gave her the other day. Did you see that?
I'm going to say yeah. Yes, I did. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes, 100%. And
celebrity-wise, you've got to think of somebody like...
I feel bad saying I'd just pick someone and just ply them with drink.
Get them drunk.
Yeah.
And
all I want is a...
Who's like a eccentric celebrity who's going to be like touchy-feely?
Christopher Lloyd.
That is so random. I was going to go Sue Pollard. She feels like she...
What a double date that'd be.
Feels like...
Me,
you. Be a great night out.
Christopher Lloyd and Sue Pollard. Where would we take them? Go have a game
Back
of
to the future.
Mini golf.
Mini golf?
Yeah.
Oh, talking of mini golf.
Yeah, okay.
A mini golf course just opened in our town.
Yeah.
Have you seen the photos?
Yeah.
Oh, it is so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe I'll post them in the Discord, but it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It looks like a golf course from Wish. It's a tough one, but I'm going to go with your wife or Sue Pollard.
Okay.
Two very similar people.
I might choose you if you didn't know that this was the ulterior motive.
It's not a bad shout. I reckon if you bent over in front of me enough times, I'd give you a smack at some point.
Yeah. You or Christopher Lloyd.
We've been compared before. It's the age thing.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Okay. And I'd just take you out for the day.
Where would we go?
We'd play mini golf.
Okay.
And I'd take you for crepes.
Nice.
Because it's topical.
We go to the zoo.
We could pop to the zoo.
We me and you randomly went to a zoo once. Do you remember?
Just
on a random day.
And then I'd take you to two restaurants.
2 restaurants?
Yeah, we'd go for dinner.
Yeah.
But then I'll take you to one of them dessert restaurants. Speciality restaurants.
Is that after the crepes, or is this where we get the crepes from?
No, crepes are in the morning.
So we're going out 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh, you're like my dream man.
Oh yeah, we're not getting home. This is like...
I'd definitely smack you on the ass if you took me for 3 meals in a day.
And after that, we'd retire to a home.
A home?
And we would drink port, eat cheese, and play dominoes.
Okay. This is like my dream day. I feel like slapping your ass right now. You've won. I thought that question was going to be shit, but we actually made it quite entertaining. Well done. Right, shall we do some Netflix news?
Sure. What we're going to do this week is we are going to do the Netflix news first, with the caveat that this week's Netflix news is nowhere near as interesting as the rest of the movie news.
Okay, fine.
Just to drop that tease, in my opinion. But we will start with news this week that Apple have been forced to remove an app from the App Store this week.
Okay.
Because it was... I don't know if you've heard of this at all, but it was outranking the Netflix app, the Prime Video apps, all these streaming services app.
Okay.
But it was a bit naughty. It was an app called Kimi, Kimi.
Right.
It was disguised as an app that tests your eyesight by sort of playing Spot the Difference.
Okay, like a game.
Yeah, similar photos and stuff like that. But actually, it was really an app containing bootleg shows and movies.
Oh, like a pirate's app?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, including recent blockbusters and movies still currently at the cinema.
How have they got that past the Apple's censors in the first
I would
place?
love to know how they got it that far.
Wow.
But it was riding high in the charts earlier this week. Engadget are saying its offerings varied in quality in a way that is familiar to those who have looked for shows and movies online before. For example, their copy of the Emma Stone movie Poor Things was grainy and pixelated, while other movies available in the app had ads blocking the view across the top of the screen. This is all stuff I'm sure we've seen before.
Yeah.
If anyone has ever tried something via nefarious means.
That feels like that must have gone viral somewhere for it to get that many downloads, because if it's not on the App Store advertising what it is, how are people finding it?
Exactly.
Somewhere that's gone viral.
Yeah, exactly. But even if it hadn't gone viral, how has it slipped through Apple's...
Yeah.
Our experience, for example, of just getting, I know it's slightly different than the App Store, but getting a podcast on Apple.
God, yeah.
It was by far the most stringent.
Oh, by a long way. We launched this podcast
in terms
without
of hoops
being on Apple.
Hoops to jump through.
Yeah, it took, I think they eventually got into Apple 2 weeks after we launched it.
Yeah.
It took ages to get there.
So yeah, how they've managed to do that is great, but it is really interesting. But it's it's gone. It is no longer.
It is no longer.
Yeah.
How interesting. It'll still be out there somewhere. It's just not on the App Store.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Crazy.
Couple of news updates for forthcoming Netflix releases.
Okay.
The first of which is a bit more info on the TV version of The Gentleman.
Okay, yeah.
The Guy Ritchie movie, which we knew Netflix is bringing to life as a series.
The film's really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I did.
We have learnt that The Gentleman launches on Netflix on the 7th of March.
Oh, wow. That's like really soon.
Yeah, and we have a bit more info in terms of a synopsis of the show. So, White Lotus star Theo James leads the cast as the awkwardly named Eddie Horniman.
Wow. Great name.
Also known as the Duke. He unexpectedly inherits the entire estate of his wealthy father. Little does he know that the family's fortune, which he thought to be legitimate, is actually built on an illegal cannabis trade, which plunges him into a murky criminal underworld filled with dangerous individuals.
Okay.
Yeah. Jolie Richardson is in this as his mother, with Vinnie Jones as the loyal gamekeeper.
Jeff.
Ray Winston is also in this,
Oh, wow.
as is Giancarlo Esposito, who is a very busy man.
How does he do it? How is he going to be able to play a high society drug dealer?
Who knows?
That doesn't sound familiar.
Netflix has released a series of motion posters.
Motion posters? Is that what this
of
is?
each character.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a motion poster, but it wasn't.
Which
It was a video.
You can go and find.
Cool, okay.
Yeah, not look to wait for that one if that's your bag.
I'll watch it. Why not?
More casting news from Netflix regarding the follow-up to the Jeffrey Dahmer monster series.
Oh yeah, Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer monster story monster.
That's the one.
Yeah.
See, season 2 of that anthology series is slightly... It's got slightly less colons in the title.
Okay, good.
Monsters.
Monsters.
The Lyle and Eric Menendez story.
Okay, that's much more easier to say.
Yeah, I would say so. Obviously coming from Ryan Murphy, who is someone who has definitely slowed down his output.
Yeah, he
over
certainly
the last
has.
couple of years. Just as a reminder, it's about two brothers who killed their parents in 1989 and the events surrounding the murders. Both were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Now, added to the cast of this are Javier Bardem
Okay,
and
big name.
Chloe Sevigny. They will play the parents.
Oh, okay. So they're going to be in the first 10 minutes of the first episode.
Jose and Kitty Menendez. The brothers will be played by Nicholas Alexander Chavez and Cooper Koch.
Cooper Koch is a great name.
Both newcomers. Also in the cast is Nathan Lane.
All right.
Who will play investigative journalist Dominic Dunn, who covered the trials for Vanity Fair magazine.
Interesting.
There's a whole load of more cast. The whole cast's been announced, but essentially, that's our synopsis and casting release for that. No exact date yet, other than that will arrive later this year on Netflix.
Cool. I mean,
did you finish Dharma?
I did. Say what you want about Dharma. It was a great show.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to surprise people with the numbers. It did,
yeah, definitely. It was a tough watch.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong. It's not a nice show, but it was really good. I'm looking forward to that. It's a less famous story, isn't it? So
yeah,
it'd be interesting to actually learn something.
And then the final bit of Netflix news before we move on. I think this was just a matter of time. Netflix has announced in the style of all their other sports documentaries, baseball is next in line. And over the course of I think starts in a couple of months, the 2024 Major League Baseball season, Netflix will be following the Boston Red Sox.
Right.
As they compete across ups and downs in one of the most rabid sports environments in their league.
Okay.
A documentary following their season will debut in early 2025.
So they're doing it over this coming season, and it's going to come out next year. Okay.
From the same production company behind Cheer, Last Chance U, and The Wrestlers.
Okay.
Netflix say it will offer unprecedented access to players, coaches, and executives from one of sport's most historic teams.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It feels like, why hasn't that happened already? A baseball documentary, given how Netflix is churning them
But to be fair, if you'd have asked me yesterday, I probably would have said, yeah, there is one. I'm sure there is.
Okay, that's Netflix news done.
Cool.
Let's
get into the good stuff.
Crack on with probably the biggest news story of the week, and we're going back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
We are indeed.
Because on Valentine's Day, Marvel confirmed the cast for the upcoming Fantastic Four movie.
Okay.
And as we've already rumoured months and months ago, Pedro Pascal will play Reed Richards.
Yeah, I think that leaked a while back, didn't it? I think people knew that was coming.
Vanessa Kirby will play Sue Storm.
Good casting.
Joseph Quinn will play Johnny Storm.
Excellent casting.
And Ibon Mos Baccarat will play Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing.
Excellent. That's a good cast.
He's the elder brother from The Bear. People who are in The Bear, they're hot right now.
They're doing well. They are doing well.
Super hot. I think already the sort of rumour mill and conspiracy theories are in overdrive because Marvel announced this casting with essentially a Valentine's Day card.
Right.
Which is a sort of very much in the 60s style of when these comics came in. Maybe, who knows?
Could be.
But it's sort of a cartoon imagining of these guys in their suits.
It's a great poster.
The likeness of these actors. So, yeah, who knows? It has got a release date penciled in.
Okay.
25th of July, 2025.
Okay, not long to wait.
Not that long.
18 months?
Not that long. Matt Shankman is directing this, and he directed all 9 episodes of WandaVision.
That's quite exciting as well, isn't it? Because WandaVision's great.
It was very good.
And that was quite retro. Maybe they are going retro. Who knows?
Yeah. Which would be a take that neither of the previous Fantastic Four movies have taken. If we're going to the 60s or alternate universes, or who knows how this all ties into the Marvel mess.
Well, we've got the multiverse is there, isn't it? There's no reason that you can't do it. You can do whatever you want with that. That's exciting. We'll keep our eye on that. There'll be loads of news coming to that.
Talking of Joseph Quinn, he had a big day on Valentine's Day.
I'm sure he did as well, because he's a very good-looking man.
Because it was also announced that he will star in a new horror movie called Relapse. Now, this is interesting because in the director's chair of Relapse is someone making his directorial debut.
Okay.
And it's none other than Bret Easton Ellis.
Oh, wow.
The author of American Psycho.
Wow, that's quite crazy.
Yeah. He will be directing his first movie. Relapse is described as an elevated horror.
Elevated horror? What does that mean?
Ellis also wrote the script.
Well, you would hope so.
It will feature a young man named Matt Cullen whose privileged life is shattered when he is witness to a horrendous death at a wild party.
Okay.
After checking into rehab, he's seemingly able to get back on a more even keel and moves back in with his parents at their luxurious Los Angeles mansion, but his unstable personality starts to cause problems again, and he begins to be haunted anew by a creature that has troubled him for years.
Sounds exciting.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I had no idea that was coming. I hadn't even heard a rumbling of that. So.
No, Bret Easton Ellis told Variety, "I grew up watching the iconic horror movies of the 1970s. I've written Luna Park, a horror novel which I see as a homage to Stephen King, so it seems appropriate that my first feature would be a horror film. There is a simplicity to Relapse that seems like the perfect form for my directing debut."
Cool.
There you go. That is intriguing.
That is intriguing. Very intriguing. Not sure what to make of that, but that's exciting.
Last weekend was the Super Bowl.
The Superb Owl, it was indeed.
And I was just going to do a quick roundup of some significant trailers.
Go for it.
There
was quite a few.
Were shown at various points during the advertising breaks through there. So, because some of those confirmed release dates that we didn't necessarily have. Twisters.
Yes.
It's Twister, but with an S.
Yes, because there's more than one Twister.
That has a release date of July the 19th. I have watched this trailer.
Me too.
And it made me go, actually, that looks like fun.
It does, yeah. Why not?
I'm still not convinced it is needed, but it looks like
I
fun.
thought that reminds me of a 90s disaster movie. And then I thought, oh yeah, it would do.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I haven't seen this trailer yet.
It releases on May the 10th.
It's your birthday.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, we can go for your birthday.
I think this is future set, as in years and years into the apes being in charge.
Okay, so it's like right in the future.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I enjoy those movies.
Yeah.
I think all of them have been all right.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, this was the
which
big
I think
one.
is the first time we've known that that's going to be its title.
Yeah, I don't think we did know that.
July the 26th.
That's not that long away either.
No, it's not.
And it's Ryan Reynolds, who's on this show this week.
I know. He's come a long way.
What a coincidence.
Come a long way, that guy.
That is a weird coincidence when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, that trailer's dropped this week and he's on our show for the first time this week.
November 27th. A bit further away. But the first trailer came out as part of the Super Bowl ads. Wicked. Part 1.
Did we know this was coming?
I didn't know it was 2 parts.
I didn't know
there was a
coming.
Wicked movie in development.
I didn't.
I mean, you've already got a 2.5-hour musical. Why don't you just make it into 2 films?
Yeah, it just seemed a bit strange.
Whatever. Starring Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and Jeff Goldblum.
Cool.
New trailer for The Fall Guy, which is out May the 3rd. There has been a trailer out previously for that.
Okay.
Monkey Man.
Oh, this
April
is
the
the
5th.
Dev Patel one.
Dev Patel. Yeah, it looks great.
It does look great.
It looks great. They were your main movie trailers that you can now go and find. Most of them had Super Bowl spots, and you can go and find the full trailer for those.
That's exciting. Some good stuff coming. Look how smouldering Ryan Gosling is in that picture.
I know.
It's like his eyes are burning through me. Yeah, it was an interesting few releases there at the old Super Bowl.
Feels like there's a lot riding on Deadpool and Wolverine, doesn't it?
Yeah, there really is. But I think it's got the potential to do it. Back itself up. Deadpool kind of... People have got superhero fatigue. That's definitely a fact. But I don't think Deadpool falls under that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels different, doesn't it, Deadpool?
How many last times has Hugh Jackman played Wolverine?
3? Maybe? I'm sure it won't be the last time now. There'll be a sequel to that.
Unless it does something wacky and he's in it, but also it's...
Yeah.
Again, we just had Fantastic Four. Nothing's really off the table with alternate universe.
No, not
so
at
maybe
all.
this is a way to get a new Wolverine in.
Yeah.
Who knows? A project that really feels like it's been round the houses for probably ever since we've started doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been 5 or 6 potential versions of this movie. Is the Masters of the Universe live action
It does
film.
feel like we talk about it quite regularly.
It was at Netflix for a while. Yeah. I think it was at Amazon. It's now back at Amazon/MGM. Noah Centineo was cast at one point and then uncast. Directors have changed. It feels like, well, we'll see if this sticks, but it is now, like I say, it's a new home at Amazon MGM, and a director is reattached to Masters of the Universe, that being Travis Knight.
Okay.
Who was the director of Bumblebee.
Great film. Bumblebee's really good.
Ago. And he has one of his production companies is Leica.
Okay.
And one of his frequent collaborators, Chris Butler, has signed on to polish the script for Masters of the Universe. So suggestions that maybe this might be getting some legs.
Might be actually moving along.
But we'll see. Empire says the new movie will reportedly see a 9-year-old Prince Adam crashing to Earth in a spaceship and being separated from his magical sword, the only link to his home on Eternia. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, Adam is whisked back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. But to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam first will need to discover and uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe.
Does it feel like we need it? Is He-Man supposed to be 29? I thought he was a young...
I don't know. Teenager. The whole sort of crashing on Earth as a baby is a bit Superman-y.
It is a bit.
I loved that cartoon and those toys when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah,
I do
100%.
not feel I need to see this movie, no.
No, not me.
I have little...
I don't know how you do it without it being super cheesy.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can do it seriously.
I'm fine with the 80s shit movie being 80s and shit.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Yes.
That's He-Man. I
Yeah.
have no problem with that.
Oh well. Good luck to them. If they can make it good, then go for it. You either got to make it good or you've got to make it silly.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. One of the maybe surprise hits from last year was Prey.
Oh, the Predator.
The Predator prequel.
That was really good. I watched that.
It was a really, really good movie.
It was.
It was a big hit on Hulu in the States. It was on Disney Plus over here. And news this week that the director and writer of Prey, Dan Trachtenberg, is back at work on... Can we call it a sequel? It's a sequel to Prey called Badlands.
Okay.
Which is a brand new story, so it's not the same characters from that movie.
Yeah.
And
apart from the Predator.
Well, yeah, I guess. And that this version of this in this universe is set in the future.
Okay.
So we're going way, way, way forward in time.
The thing that they established in Prey is that this thing has been here for years.
Yeah.
And it's just a thing. You can go wherever it wants.
I think we even said when we were talking about how good Prey was previously, it's like, just use this as a template.
They can do whatever they want now.
But a Predator pops in Victorian era.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever.
This thing's been coming and going from here for forever, so just keep
Predator
doing it.
versus dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Absolutely. Why not? And it sounds like they're going to.
So Trachtenberg's working on this. The Hollywood Reporter says they have heard that it will be a future set movie and that it is planned to feature a female lead. He is working on the story and is set to direct it's far enough along, the Hollywood Reporter says, that a July production date is being looked at.
Okay, that's not that long away either. Lots of stuff happening in July this year.
Yeah, so it sounds like Trachtenberg may have the keys to the Predator universe.
Sounds like it, doesn't it? It's not a bad key to have.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, exciting.
Last piece of news.
Okay.
Do you want to buy a film?
Yep.
Because there's some films for sale.
Okay.
Coming up is the Berlin Film Festival. So 3 such films you could purchase if you were interested. One is called The Mother, not the Jennifer Lopez one that came out last year.
That was terrible.
This is The Mother, directed by Melanie Laurent.
Okay.
Who you may know from Inglourious Bastards and that film that you watched last year where she was frozen.
Yep.
Was it In Space?
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
I have no idea what it's called.
She's turning her efforts behind the camera to direct The Mother.
Okay.
Which does star Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, then yes, I will buy that one.
Who plays Anne, an immigrant mother and businesswoman looking to make the best of her new life in America for her family. However, when her 2 teenage sons stumble, I know what you're going to say, into trouble with a Boston dirty cop and a crime ring, Anne has no choice but to rekindle her past and stop at nothing until they are safe.
I think I've just watched that. That's the exact synopsis for The Brother's Son, is it not?
I've not watched it, but yes, it sounds very...
Pretty much it's not set in Boston, but other than that, it's pretty much exactly what happens.
The Mother shoots this summer.
Cool, okay.
And AGC Studios are looking for a buyer.
If Michelle Yeoh wants to go out and make the same thing over and over again, I will keep watching it. She's fantastic. Why not?
Also being shopped by AGC is The Epiphany.
Okay.
Starring Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, nice.
The Epiphany is a movie in which Stallone plays a hard-nosed police detective about to retire. Is there any other type?
Yeah.
Who must team up with a younger cop and a former priest to stop a serial killer on a murderous crusade through the wintry streets of Philadelphia.
Okay. Sounds very generic.
I'm all good for that.
I'm still going to buy the first one over that one.
And the third movie, which there is not much info on, third movie up for grabs from the same studio, is Sugar Bandits.
Okay, good title.
It is a Will Smith action thriller.
Okay, I'm still going to buy the first one. Will Smith's back.
As he attempts to continue his rehabilitation into relevancy, I guess. I'd be interested if Stallone's got his right head on.
Yeah.
Doing a proper hard-nosed
I
serial killer movie. That would intrigue me.
Yeah, I agree.
The Michelle Yeoh one, again, I know it'd be good.
Yeah, it's always going to be. Everything she does is great.
But what's making that difference is the brother's son.
Yeah, it sounds like exactly the same story. Any more news?
That's all the news.
Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I haven't watched much this week.
Okay.
I can see something you have watched, which I didn't watch.
Okay.
But I was going to watch it, but there was a specific reason I didn't watch it. Do you want to talk about that first?
I'll talk about that first if you want. I presume you're talking about Orion and the Dark.
I am, yeah.
I watched it on Sunday afternoon.
Nice. I
was bored, so I'm going to stick a film on.
Yeah.
That came up. I was like, I'll stick that on. It's all right.
Cool.
It's nothing groundbreaking there. The story's is what it is. The characters are what they are. It's definitely aimed more at a younger audience. It's not like, it isn't.
I wasn't sure if it was be too old for my.
No, it's right
kids.
Right in their wheelhouse, I think. It didn't seem to have a lot there for an adult audience, which I kind of like from a animation film sometimes. It's like you've got there for the kids, but there's also the adult stuff. But I don't think there's a lot there for that. But it's fun.
The first DreamWorks
Netflix collaboration. It is, yeah. Jacob Tremblay and Paul Walter Hauser. Both brilliant.
So I didn't watch it because me and my youngest daughter had an evening to ourselves. So everyone else was out, and we thought we'll have a movie night. So we got the snacks in. And I said, all right, let's sit down, let's choose something. And we looked at a few options, and that was high up there. And I said, this is new. I think we might like it. Let's try that. Maybe we could watch that. And she vetoed it.
All right.
And we watched Encanto instead.
How many times have you watched Encanto?
Quite a lot of times.
I feel like it's right up her street, the younger one.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd love it.
I'll work on her.
It's not only the... So do you know the story?
Vaguely, yeah. It's a kid who's
scared of everything.
Yeah.
He's literally terrified of everything. And the dark takes offense to it. And there's Dark's like, I want to show you why you shouldn't be scared of the dark. And he takes him on this wild adventure. And he meets loads of other night characters as well. So there's one called Nighttime Noises, who's just like this robot that makes noises all the time. There's Dreams.
Yeah.
She's like this shiny woman.
Sure.
There's loads of different and then the light is always chasing the dark.
Yeah.
So Dark has to get out of the way because light's coming through. He's like this superhero guy. So there's all these different characters in there, and it's good. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
I think it's more for a kid. It's more for a child audience, I think. But your kids would love it.
Cool.
You should force it on them.
Okay.
I also went to the cinema on Monday.
Okay.
And I watched All of Us Strangers.
What's that?
It is a new film with Andrew Scott and Paul Mescal.
Yep.
And Jamie Bell's in it as well. There's only 4, and Claire Foy. I think they're the only 4 people in it. And Claire Foy's in everything, so that's why she's in it. It's about this guy. He's a writer. He is a very lonely man.
Okay.
And he lives in a tower block in London that's only just been built, so he's the only person who lives there.
Nice.
And so that doesn't help with his loneliness. And he meets another guy, and they fall in love. And this guy also has moved in downstairs, a lot of floors below him. Mm-hmm. And they fall in love, and it's about their love story. And this guy's also writing a story about his parents who died when he was 12 in a car accident. So to go and research this story, he goes back to his childhood home in the country somewhere. And when he gets there, he finds his parents living there.
No way.
Like, as if nothing had ever happened, but they're still the age they were when he was a child, and the house looks exactly the same. And it's this absolutely devastating story of this guy rekindling his relationship with his parents and also having this relationship with this guy. And I won't tell you what happens at the end, but this film will not give you a good feeling when you come out of it. I had to keep myself away from anything sharp when I got home. It is one of the most depressing movies I've ever seen. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It is excellent. All 4 people in it are fantastic. But this is not there's no fun here. There's no fun to be had here. This does not end. There's no happy ending.
There'll be no fun here.
There will be no fun here. There's no happy ending. There's no uplifting moments. This is a dark, depressing story. But it's fucking great.
Cool.
I really enjoyed it. No, I didn't enjoy it. That's the wrong word. I really appreciated it as a movie.
Yeah.
But it's also... I haven't stopped thinking about it for like 3 days now. It's in my head. But yeah, everybody's great in it. There's only those 4 people in it. Jamie Bell and Claire Foy play Andrew Scott's parents, but they're also quite a considerable amount younger than he is.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting dynamic. And then where it goes, you think you know where it's going, and then it doesn't go there. It goes somewhere slightly different.
Yeah.
But that's like takes your breath away a little bit. You're like, whoa, I didn't see that twist coming.
Nice.
Highly recommended. Other than that, I've not really watched a lot. I have started watching season 2 of Traitors Australia.
Okay.
Mainly because my brother had watched it and he wanted somebody to talk to it about. Because I've only just finished the UK Traitors. I like to keep a bit of a gap. Because I did watch the first season of Traitors Australia as well. So. It's different. It's edited very differently to the British one. The host is completely different to Claudia Winkleman. And it's in a hotel rather than a castle.
Okay.
But they still try and go for the gimmicky cloaks and masks and stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work so well in a hotel environment. Like the Traitors Towers, they just sit around a table in the restaurant.
Okay.
It's like it doesn't have the same kind of gritty feel to it. And the contestants in season 2 are some of the most stupid people I've ever seen on a reality show.
Right.
As
in they've got no idea what's going on?
They've got no idea what's going on. And when they have got no idea what's going on, they just dismiss it.
Fine.
There's a guy in there who's a lot like Harry from this season, he's a bit clued up on how to play the game as a traitor, but he's also a fucking idiot. Whereas Harry was super intelligent and got it perfectly right. This guy's doing the same sort of idea, but getting it completely wrong. I'm only 4 or 5 episodes in.
Yeah.
It's been cancelled now in Australia as well, which is really interesting.
There's no flair in just doing it in a conference room.
No, it's strange. It is strange. The first season of Traitors Australia was great.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, it's great. The way that show ends is really good. This one they've also got a few reality stars in there.
Oh, okay.
So they're not celebrities.
This is what the US version did.
The US do it with celebrities. These are not celebrities. They're just people who have been on other reality shows. Yeah. So they're not like super famous people. But I can see why they've cancelled it. But they are so stupid. But it's worth checking out. The Traitors is great. It doesn't matter who plays that game. That game's entertaining to watch. So yeah, check it out if you want to. It's on BBC iPlayer.
Awesome.
I think that's it though. I think that's all I've watched this week.
That's good.
How are we doing for time? No, we're not doing too badly. Shall we quickly go through the top 10s?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Top 10 films in the UK?
Sure.
Number 10 is The Lost City. That's dropped down a long way. That was like right up there last week. Was it number 1 last week?
I'm not sure.
That's the Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock movie. And number 9 is Brian Banks. The hell is Brian Banks?
I don't know, but you pause then because I think you nearly said Brain Bank.
I did. I had to think about it.
I don't know.
Is that Kiefer Sutherland and it isn't. It looks like it's about American football.
It does.
There's an American football pitch in the background. Number 8 is Ambulance. That's still knocking around in the charts. Here it's not very good. Number 7 is King Richard. Talking of Will Smith.
It's Will Smith's
Oscar-winning
movie.
And also the reason he disgraced himself. It's about the Williams sisters, tennis stars. Yeah. Number 6 is Haunt. That's hanging around as well. I watched that a few weeks ago now.
You did.
Still in the charts. Number 5 is The Devil Wears Prada.
Sure.
Why not? Why is that there?
Must be new to Netflix.
I imagine it's just arrived, yeah. Number 4 is Poms.
Yep.
Not Proms.
Old people cheerleading.
Old people cheerleaders. Number 3 is Orion in the Dark. The aforementioned Orion in the Dark. This little thing is great.
Okay.
That's quiet. She's brilliant. Number 2 is Lover, Stalker, Killer. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it's going to be a crime drama. But I think it's a documentary.
I think it's a true crime documentary, yeah.
And number one, as always, as soon as the Despicable Me films come onto Netflix, they go straight to number one.
I've got a bit of a...
They go on and off.
So I've got a bit of a conspiracy theory of this.
Go on.
Because, so the weather was terrible here last week.
It was.
Yeah. So my youngest daughter, I said one day after school, I was like, "Oh, did they let you out today, or did you have to stay inside? Because it was raining all day, awful." And she said, "No, we had to stay inside." And I said, "Oh, what do you do when you can't go out?" And she said, "Well, we do colouring. We go for our lunch, and then we go back to the classrooms. We do colouring. We can play games. We can watch a movie." I said, "What did you do?" She said, "Oh, I did a bit of all of it because the movie was on the background." And I said, "Oh, what movie did they put on?" She said, "The grey man who's got lots of kids. The third one of those." I was like, "Do you mean Gru? Do you mean Despicable Me 3?" She said, "Yes."
Oh, interesting.
So it's been that's why it's a number one in this country.
Teachers are doing it to skive off their jobs. That's what you're telling me.
It's been on at all the schools in wet play.
Be careful, because if Netflix hear about that, they'll be making your kids have an account.
Oh, yeah.
If 30 people are watching at the same time, they will not be.
You might have to redact that whole bit.
That would explain it. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen any of the Despicable Me movies.
I think I've seen the first two.
I don't think I've seen... The minions just annoy me. Silly little things. TV in
they
the
really
UK.
like you.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh. TV in the UK is again dominated by Friday Night Dinner. Number 10, season 4. But then, number 9, Fool Me Once has dropped into the middle of them all.
That's not good for my OCD.
And then Friday Night Dinners are also at 8, 7, 6 and 5. I've no idea why that's happened. It's not even new to Netflix. I think season 5 came onto Netflix recently, so people have just done a full rewatch, I assume. Number 4 is American Nightmare.
That's doing some
good numbers.
sticky aroundness.
Yeah, it's good. It's really interesting. Number 3 is Griselda.
Yeah.
I think Netflix might have wanted that to stay at number 1 a little bit longer.
Okay.
Personally. Number 2 is One Day.
I'm surprised this hasn't topped the charts.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be not only all over my algorithms, but all over my social medias of people saying, actually, this is pretty good.
Yeah. And number 1 is Deadwater Fell.
Okay.
Which is one of David Tennant's drama series that he did not long ago. And that's it. Did I talk about I finished Boy Swallows Universe last week?
No, you said you had a couple left.
Oh, I finished it.
Yeah? What was your final thoughts?
The last 2 episodes make that show fantastic.
Brilliant.
It's really good. Highly recommend Boy Swallows Universe. Really, really, really good show. That's it. That's everything we've done, everything we've watched, and everything that Netflix have been up to.
Fantastic.
What more do we need to talk about?
That's the week in a wave.
The week in a wave. Oh, I like that. It's a good tagline.
Thanks.
The week in a wave. So we'll now go away and record a movie show, and then that'll come out on Thursday.
It will.
Simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah, you come back here on Thursday and we'll be talking about Finder's Fee.
We will indeed. So thank you for listening and come back on Thursday.
Cheers.
Bye.